Alright guys, so we're painting the house. It's been a while. The color decision thing, they worked out their colors. Took a little while, but they've got that figured out. That was before I got here. Right now we're power washing, so there's a bit of noise. Hopefully you can hear, you can see. This house was extremely dirty. I should have showed you before. And you know, because we're in the country a bit. So we got the eaves on this side are pretty good shape. Got a little bit of peeling, but they've replaced a lot of the wood when they did the roof. So we're over here power washing. There's Johnny. He's getting it done. We had rats coming in, so we went ahead and made this aluminum piece for him. I might go silent here in a second. Little power washer we're using. So we went ahead and got everything clean. The windows were just absolutely filthy. We're not painting this patio cover. They're gonna actually either tear it down later, but we're just gonna paint over it for now. The place looks so bad that he just wanted to do something. And of course the cost of doing all that stuff today with material prices was a lot. So they had to compromise. So anyway, we're gonna wash this part down, we haven't got to yet, and we're gonna paint this shed. So you can imagine this is a kind of an expensive job, and not really, you know. So yeah, all this, look at the wood. Got a lot of like just flaky stuff off there. You have to power wash all that off. And then anyway, so we're gonna move the power pressure washer here in a minute, and I just want to give you guys a first look at it so you can see what it's like, and then I'll talk to you guys later in the video. Maybe we'll have some action shots in there, I don't know. We'll see later. So talk to you guys a bit later in the video. Here's the condition. Let me show you the back wall again. Here, this wall. It's a fairly good sized house. I think about 1,800 square feet or something like that. So anyway, talk to you guys later. Alright guys, so we're just go ahead and sanding all this here with a quick 120, you know, 80 and 120 real quick. And we're just going to blow over it with some primer. This is a good alkyd emulsion primer. So give it a quick prime. All this redwood's got to be fine or bleed back through. So, yeah, there'll be some high and low because it was water base on here before, so it's not gonna look real smooth, perfect. But we're also gonna use flat. I'll hide that a little bit. You don't want to use enamel when it's beat up. Comes out a little better. I'm gonna have my 4-foot to put my brush on, so yep, get her done. Talk to you guys later. Right, so caulking up all the cracks. We got all these along here. All that's gonna get hit over in the corner over there, up there. All that's going down. Alright, so I'm gonna have my paint on the ground because I got you guys in my other hand. So just gonna do a little priming. It's all gonna get painted.
Spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but
so
that's alright.
painting it, priming the edges. Already dusted it. Just whip a little on there. We had help, so we had everything masked off. We don't always do that, but we got a guy for doing that, and that's the way we do it. We don't have a guy to do that. and I'll just be careful. Power up the edges. Whip it on the face. I could use a weenie roller, but I don't have one set up, and I only got 2 of these door frames to do, so it's not worth getting a weenie roller out just because, you know, you got 2 faces to do. Bring it up straight. Flip it on. Grabbed a little brush because that's what I had. I'm only just doing a little bit of priming, so there you go. Yeah, so we covered this up for eye wash. No real reason to. Let's get up here and spray some stuff. A lot easier with 2 hands. I like to hold my line with the other one. Nice and steady, no pull. No pole guns. We don't use those unless we need them. On the patio cover, we're going to use poles because it's up high. So you'll see later, we use poles sometimes, only when we need them. Don't need a pole to do this. Because there's a lot of shielding. You need your control. That way you control your overspray. Goes right where you want it to go. So yeah, we got some of the trim done here. Still got to do obviously the eaves. We just did some of the trim real quick after we did the stucco or the siding in the front, stucco in the back, and then we're gonna paper all the eaves. On this, it's easier to paper these because you have to hold a shield on this one so that you don't spray off. You don't want to spray off your rafters into the air. You want to catch it with a shield so that you don't have overspray everywhere. It's always a good idea. Maybe we'll film a little bit of that tomorrow. We'll see. Sure does make that rock look a lot better. It really looked terrible before. It just looks nice now with that trim. These are going I'd say it's a accent based green, so we'll see. It's not quite as near as dark as the trim being gray, but we'll see. You guys ought to like it. We'll see. It's gonna look good. Yeah, Travis is tearing up the eaves. It's got a swivel on there and a reversa tip. That's what he likes to use, so it works good. Pressure kind of low, not too high, but not too low. Notice the fan edge. That's okay, that won't show up. 3/13. It's a 3/13 tip. And he has a swivel on there now. You do get a little more overspray, but if you notice the pressure is down really low, so you don't get that much when your pressure is pretty low like that. And you notice there's fan edges. A lot of guys will call that fingers. That's not fingers. Those fan edges. Fingers is when it goes all the way through the fan, and his just the very edge of it's got a fan edge. And that stuff won't show up on flat, especially on eaves. If you're doing an interior, you know, something like that, painting the ceiling, it's probably not a good idea. You want a little more pressure. Some places you want that, so. Anyway, I figured I'm watching for a second. Taking a little break, so I figured film this for you guys. These are tricky. These are actually harder to do than having a fascia board. People go, oh, I'd rather have this than the fascia. Oh, you gotta hit this. And get your rag. But yeah, that happens sometimes. But way over, a little more to the right. It's hard to see on there. All right, when it dries, it's almost the same. I mean, it's browner, but it'll show up. It's really hard to do these when they have no fascia. It's much harder. People go, oh, it takes me less time to brush and roll the fascia and then paint these, you know, than it does to paint these. So it takes a little more time. So anyway, I'll bring you guys back in as we get more further along. We're almost done with this Port of the house. He's still touching up back there. I don't know what, but got a shadow right there on that first board you did. If you look down, look up. There you go. Yeah, red just peering right through. Alright, so this patio cover, I mean, look at these benches, all this stuff. All those lights gonna have to come down. That's a big deal right here. And then that, we're just gonna cover up the tops and shoot everything underneath it. Same thing with these benches, there's 3 of them. So yeah, then I think we're gonna do the bottom side first. So we're gonna cover the top, let it kind of hang over the sides, spray upward, have all this ground covered up. It's all got to be done with poles because look how high it is. It's, you know, 2 feet above what I can reach, so it's got to be pole gun the whole thing, or you can rolling scaffold it, which would take you forever with 2 guys. On this, just use a pole. That's just, this one you use it. You don't use it on a wall like that because you need to have your other hand available for your shield to hold your shield. If you got a pole in your hand, you can't use a shield, so you lose control. There's times when you use a pole, there's times when not to. This is time to use a pole. All right, so now instead of being an eyesore like that, it just stands out. Now we got this nice green. It blends in with all the scenery and looks nice. And we'll put the plants up there and get done, put the swing back on there. We're looking good. We had to paint this thing, except for the tops are red. You know, that's just, what do you want? But I had to paint this thing. What a pain. That's a lot of masking right there, but it's all good. Just checking it out. Mostly no misses, but just a couple little spots. Got to get them cut all 4 angles. Shoot up this direction, shoot up that direction, down this way, down that way. Then you get it. All right, so unfortunately we didn't get to film this today. Bit going on there. I just saw a miss, so I'm gonna catch it. Well, one thing I hate about these French doors is this, what this is, guys, that don't know, this is called butyl, and it just stays sticky all the time. Getting this stuff off of here is total pain in the ass. It takes a lot of time. So these new French doors used to get a lot of money to do them. Now we just kind of didn't really bid it for that kind of thing. Trying to make a big deal out of it. Just gonna remove all the butyl, but whatever you can. You know, let's see, use lacquer thinner, good old California lacquer thinner that's all acetone. They don't have anything. Kind of use that to dissolve it a little bit. Cut it out. Really, I need 2 hands to do it. I usually start to pull on it with one hand and then cut it with the other, and that kind of works the best. But there's no easy way to get it off. Look at all this. I got this pile of bubble gum right here. This stuff just stays sticky all the time. It's butyl caulk. So they use for windows. If you wonder what it is, that's what it is. And it takes forever to get out. All right, so just started brushing yesterday and just learned how. So hopefully I know how to do this right. What do you guys think? I don't have my 4-foot ladder for my paint, but always helps when you get your paint up a little higher than reaching down to the ground, right? Anybody ever know that trick? Carry around your forefoot. Put your paint on there. I'll wrap and get the jam next. I'm just gonna face this off. It's a little wet there still. Are you guys watching or not? How about California Lacquer Center? Anybody got any thoughts on that? It's terrible. Completely useless. Not like the old Lacquer Center. Basically just acetone. Pretty ropey old brush, but still make it look good. Hard to brush one-handed. I don't like this angle tip either. Try and keep it in frame and brush. Quite interesting to do. And since I don't have my tripod with me, kind of equipmentless on this job. Just give this a little coat. I think that part's starting to dry. I'll catch it next. I'll bring you guys back in for that though. All right, that's how they ended up there. That actually looks pretty good with the yellow doors. Just a little different. They just wanted them bright, something fun when you walk in. And then if we didn't do this patio cover, we just did that face of it because they're going to do that later. I got to replace a whole bunch of wood in there. We got this all done. All the way around the shed. Of course, you can look here. Really not much for misses there. That's all done. Even the back side. Wood was pretty, you know, used up back there. So, this side's done over here. Oh, there's a lot of water from the orange groves leaking out this way. So we got the back side all done. Of course, we didn't paint this patio cover back here. A lot of bad wood. So anyway, I ran out of memory for a second there. I had to delete something. But we got this whole side done. Step back over here. Getting their share water from the canal coming down. So that looks pretty good there. Missed nothing there. We did these peaks up in front. So these things were here were in extremely bad shape and wood's been replaced, and then there was a heavy gap in there, so we filled it in with foam and then caulked it, painted the front door yellow. And then all these open face eaves are painted, and it's turned out pretty good. Really looks nice. Looks a lot better than the bright white and yellow or red. Not much to see here.